Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so Mary's going to take it away with the weather and water, and then after I have some stuff to talk about with trail chatter around the world. All right,
All
take it
right.
away.
Thank you, Donald. Good morning, everybody. Here in Blairsville, Georgia, this morning it is 63 degrees and foggy outside. Later on today, it's going to have a high of 88 degrees and be partly cloudy. And then tonight, 62 degrees, some clouds, and winds will be light and variable today and tonight. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at a high of 79 degrees and sunny, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. And then 63 degrees, mostly clear tonight with 5 mile per hour winds. Water's good on the trail. Make sure you top off at Hawk Mountain Shelter and Slaughter Creek. And make sure we're watching for snakes. We have the snakes up on Cow Rock, the boulder area where there's the nest of copperheads, and there are some rattlesnakes also, but it's summertime and snakes are out in the sun taking advantage of the warmth. All right, I'm going to turn this over to Donald now, and he's going to talk about some other stuff we have going on out here and across the country.
Sweet, thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Let me just put this down here, a little bit of a reminder for everyone.
All right, good morning, guys. It's a beautiful morning. So we want to remind people to stay hydrated, wear proper clothing, seek shade, take frequent breaks, know your limits. These practices help everyone no matter where you are hiking in these warmer months, and this year is especially warm, man.
Yes, very warm.
All right, let's start off with the Rocky Mountain National Park. And yesterday's RCMP was the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
That's right.
Thank you for those that texted me and maybe commented. I can't remember, but
Okay.
I had a problem with that yesterday. I knew it had something to do with mounted police, but I just couldn't put my finger on the rest of it. But thank you guys.
Definitely.
One love. And so Biscuit's getting all crazy over there. Sorry. All right, so the Rocky Mountain National Park. July 2nd, a 66-year-old woman was found dead near Chasm Lake in the Rock Mountain National Park. Park rangers were notified of an overdue hiker Tuesday night on July 1st. The woman was planning a day hike to the lake and had not returned. She is believed to have suffered a fall. No further information is available. Super sad.
Sure is.
All right, and so search and rescue have located the body of a cruise ship passenger. I don't know if anyone else has been following this, but a cruise ship stopped. I don't. We'll find out here. Alaskan and somewhere in Alaska. We're gonna read
This was
about it,
around
but
Juneau, I believe. I saw
Juneau.
something about Juneau.
And so it was one of those cruise ships up there, and the person got off and decided they were going to run into the forest and hike a mountain. So let's see what happened. I've been following a little bit of it. I haven't read too much on it, but we're going to talk about it this morning. So, search and rescue have located the body of a cruise ship passenger who went missing during a hike Tuesday morning. The crew of the Alaskan Army National Guard helicopter located the body of a 62-year-old Kentucky resident just before noon. Her body was located about 1,700 feet below the ridgeline of Gold Ridge on Mount Roberts. Family reported she left the cruise ship to hike alone Tuesday morning. Conditions on the mountain were cloudy and rainy Tuesday and Wednesday, and her body will be sent to state medical examiners for autopsy to find out we'll try to figure out, fill in the blanks of what happened, what
Maybe a
caused
medical
this.
emergency or maybe a slip and fall, so they don't know yet. It's not conclusive,
Or
but they're going to
both,
see.
the medical
Exactly.
injury with the slip and
That
fall.
could have caused
Anything can
it.
happen.
That's right.
But that's sad.
Sure is.
All right, and so in Portland, Oregon, a man was successfully rescued by multiple crews after falling from a steep trail and injuring his leg near Salem on Thursday, officials said. This was at Abiqua Falls. Emergency crews used 300-foot ropes and pulley systems to pull him to safety, guys. All right, and so the update on the 14-year-old that was hallucinating, we talked about this last week. He was up on Mount Whitney with his father. They were pushing a huge day. They were doing an up and out on the strenuous trail and not the usual hike up. Most people also do an overnight. So I believe they had hiked 19 hours, was it, or 14
don't
hours
remember the hours.
straight? So with rock scrambling and doing mountaineering stuff on Mount Whitney. But the kid started to hallucinate and see like the Peanut Man and Snowman and
Yes.
thinking that he had finished the hike over and over again and was getting up to go get food. And his father was stopping him from walking towards this ledge. He just kept getting up and walking towards the ledge. And one of the times, I guess the father was possibly tearing up, wiped the tears away. And by the time he caught his son, he was already 10 feet away walking off this 120-foot embankment. But once you get rolling, that momentum, man, you mess some stuff up, bounce your head off a rock, man, he ended up with a broken pelvis and a few other broken limbs and stuff. But here we are now with an update. He was in an induced coma. They put him in an induced coma, and because they had to airlift him out of there, and so they couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. But here we go. So an update: the 14-year-old that walked off Mount Whitney has been taken off all drips and machine as being transferred to another hospital in Southern California. He likely has months of in-hospital rehab and months more of outpatient rehab, as he literally has to learn how to do everything again, his father stated Friday. So, breaking the pelvis, and I think he broke some fingers also, if I remember correctly, and some other bones, but
Long road to recovery, but he is alive, and it seems like everything's going in a positive direction, so it could have turned out a whole lot worse, and we're very grateful that it has the outcome that it has.
I have also read that in this incident here, I was reading that the father said that the son was a triathlete. He does a lot of triathlons and swimming, marathon running, et cetera, et cetera. 14 years old, his father decided, I guess his father is an experienced mountaineer from what the paper said or where the articles I've read. And, he thought that his son could push a 19-hour strenuous route to the top of Whitney, where you need to also acclimate. So I believe that, I don't believe this, but I read also in another article that that the son was fatigued, and also altitude sickness had something to do with the hallucinations. This kid was hallucinating bad, man. I'm wondering if the father's excitement, the kid, got caught up in his father's excitement and pushed his limits. And even when he was feeling, haggard and needed a break, he still continued to push forward because he wanted to please his father. I know that feeling, man, and I bet all of us do. And that's where we have to stop and say, as a father and a son, and say, what are my son's limitations? And the son saying, Dad, I need this break because I'm not feeling right, and not push forward. So it's super important to know limitations. This turned into a mess, and he is lucky that this is the only thing that happened. There happened to be an EMT up there also, I guess, man. So, but no one's to blame here. It's just a learning experience, I believe, for them and for all of us also. So I'm glad that he's getting off the machines and stuff.
That's right.
All right, and so Smoky Mountain Bear closures. We have Peck's Corner Shelter, campsites 49, 90, 13, and 23. We have bear warnings at Charlie's Bunyan, campsites 21, 86, 15, 64, and 65. Just because there are only bear warnings and the shelters are open does not mean there are not bears. They're just opening it back up. Let's all practice L&T. Please do not leave food items unattended at gaps for trail feedings or magic. I have a buddy, man, that's over at Thunder Rock Campground at over on the Ocoee, man, doing the BMT. He told me that he was just yesterday, the day before, he's run into 3 bears so far, and 2 of them were fighting like grizzlies down in a ravine, and his dog took off after him, and he lost his dog bag and everything because the dog took off for a half hour chasing these bears, I guess, dude.
Come on.
But the bear were literally fighting like grizzlies, he said, down in this ravine, man. He was like, bro, I've been listening to him all night. It's over in the Big Frog Cohatas area. So definitely there is a bear issue. And so he also told me that they took the bear from the Smokies and brought them over to that area and dropped them off, man.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if these here, they caught the bear and then brought him over here to further East Tennessee, up over in the Cohatas and and over in Reliance area, man, because there's less hikers over there, you know what I mean, man? But really, the BMT and the Cohatas, man, with all the trails in there, it's actually becoming more populated.
Oh, yeah, it's getting very popular.
Yeah. And on the other side, man, on the Tennessee side, up by the Jacks River and stuff, man, the Conasauga, whatever, I could be incorrect. Isn't it the Conasauga?
I can't remember now.
Anyways, man, when you go up on the back side from the Ocoee side, the Tennessee side, into the Cohatas, there is so many homeless camps up in there, and there is trash stacked.
Oh, yeah.
Every dirty diapers, like just trashed, man. And there's a bunch of homeless people living up in there. Yeah. And so the bear, man, this is gonna be bad if that's actually what happened.
Wow. Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We're gonna keep listening and finding out what's going on. It's just crazy, man. You know what I mean? Especially down here. There's so many. This place is really populated. There's no real wild country here, man. There's people everywhere. So, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But my buddy did say that, man. He said they were fighting like grizzlies down in that ravine, man. Literally. It's like I've never seen anything like it, man. Except for like National Geographic or something.
Right.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I do not.
All right, kids, man. If anyone needs anything at all, give us a jingle. We're here for you. One love, man. Peace.